Kari Lake will be facing Ruben Gallego in November. We want to go to Joe Dana, who was at Ruben Gallego's watch party tonight. And Joe, I want to ask you, Ruben Gallego campaigned on issues and on his story, which is pretty special. Does he have to pivot and talk more about Kari Lake, his opponent, because there's no doubt that Kari Lake will talk about Ruben Gallego? In other words, does Ruben Gallego have to get down in the mud a little bit more than he did heading into the primary?
Well, three big things to look for. Fight election denialism, advocate for women's rights, temper inflation. Those are three messages Congressman Gallego will be hammering home over the next 3 months. I just spoke with him a little while ago over Zoom, now that he's officially the nominee. Take a listen. Did you happen to hear Kari Lake's comments? She plans to court all kinds of conservatives and many Democrats. Why do you believe the odds are against her?
Well, because she hasn't been courting them for the last 2 years or 4 years that she's been running. Instead, she keeps reminding them that she doesn't respect their vote. She keeps denying the results of the 2020 election, the 2022 election. She's also not going to court the voters that care about women's rights and women's right to, have control of their bodies.
The border will absolutely be a big issue in this election. Does it matter that there was a deal on the table that was rejected with the support of Donald Trump, or do you look forward to the future?
Well, we definitely talk about it because Kari Lake was a huge advocate of rejecting that plan. We're also going to talk about the thousands and thousands of Border Patrol that I have voted for to go to the border, and the supports of stricter laws when it comes to crossing the border illegally, and also advocating for more resources, especially to stop the abuse that's happening down with asylum seekers. We're going to also be talking about the need for us to have still comprehensive immigration reform. We need to take care of our dreamers who are here through no fault of their own. And if they get deported back to many of these countries, it's going to be a death warrant. We need to talk about the people that have been waiting for years for their green cards and because of bureaucracy have not even had a chance. So we're going to continue to both look forward, but also hold people like Kari Lake accountable who cynically stop this law because they need border problems. They don't need border solutions.
And Mark Caribe and Bram, all the way back to 2010 when I first met Ruben Gallego when he was a state legislator here at his office, he's always been just very calm, cool, collected, more understated. It'll be interesting to see how now he campaigns against Kari Lake, who brings a much more fiery, aggressive approach in her messaging. And Mark, as you mentioned, Ruben Gallego's personal story will be important for him. The son of immigrants who grew up poor, working as a teenager to support his family and making it to Harvard, and then, of course, serving in the military and in Iraq. So you can expect him to also talk a lot about his roots as he makes his case to Arizonans. Back to you.